Hello everybody, welcome to another US Gamer live stream. I am Bob Mackey, Senior Editor for USgamer.net, and today I'm going to be playing Dead Rising. It was recently re-released for the leading consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is the PC version. I'm a big fan of this game, and I only just started playing it last week, so I've never played the original before last week. And it's a very different game than 2 and 3, I'll say that much, and we'll talk about why. But I'm going to be jumping into a later save just to play around a bit, maybe make some progress, but yes, let's get started. So, Dead Rising. What is there to say about Dead Rising? Well, I'll say this, it pissed a lot of people off at the time. And be sure to let me know if the zombies are too loud. I don't want them to drown out my voice. But this game, sort of, and I wrote about this on USgamer.net. I encourage all of you to check out my little feature I wrote up on it. But this game sort of struck out a different path than most games would of the last generation. I feel like last generation was all about very guided experiences that empowered you, were afraid to let you fail, were afraid that you would get lost. Dead Rising is none of that. It is a crushingly hard game that is all about disempowering you so your achievements feel that much more important and earned. And it made a lot of people mad because a lot of people wanted to jump into the game and kill zombies, which is sort of what this game was advertised as, superficially, I guess. But Dead Rising is not that. Dead Rising is a game about resource management and careful planning, and in that way, it is very much like Resident Evil, although it is much easier to kill zombies in this game than Resident Evil. And I am cheesing the hell out of this game, by the way. FYI, let's see where I have to go. So, Entrance Plaza. Now, I'm not sure where I have to go, so let me try to hide up here so I can look at my watch. What was I saying? Yeah, very much like Resident Evil, very punishing, very much about learning the game, not being taught. Case 7-1, the last resort, start 11 o'clock a.m., goal, security room. Okay. Barnaby is dead. Could Carlito's thirst for revenge be sated now? So I've got a bit of time to screw around before I have to head back to the security room. Haha. Yes, and you can dress up Frank. Yeah, like, I went back and I read a lot of criticism about this game, and I don't think people were ready for Dead Rising. I get why it can be a frustrating game, and some of those reasons are not on purpose. There's a lot of frustrations in this game that are just, like, poor design, a lack of polish, to put it simply, including very, very bad AI on your characters. But there is something about this game and its closed loop that I find very fascinating, and I love, well, killing cult members with a chainsaw is fun, but I love the Majora's Mask angle. I love the idea that you are in a timeline that never changes, you're thrust back into it repeatedly, and you really have no say over what happens. You just need to be in the right spot at the right time. So I really enjoy that closed loop. I like being part of a game world that has no regard for me and what I'm doing. I'm not the one driving the actions. The actions are taking place of their own volition, and I am merely a bystander. And I think that's really cool. Like Majora's Mask, again, a game that does similar things. But let me know what you think about Dead Rising. I'd be interested in knowing if I am alone in liking its crushing difficulty and unforgiving ways. Another thing I do enjoy about this game is the very Japanese take on American culture. Simply put, no mall has ever been this big in the history of malls. It is very like a very huge, great exaggeration of American shopping culture. Of course, there are big Japanese malls, but this is a distinctly American mall. And welcome if you're just joining us. This is Dead Rising for the PC, recently re-released. And look at all the moles on Frank's back. You should get those looked at. But I just took the warp zone, and we're going to get our waypoint over to a sick man. And where is he? He is all the way over here, so we're going to have to hoof it. Again, I am cheesing this game. I'm using one of the more powerful weapons, and I paired it with 3 books that increase its durability, so I'm kind of unstoppable. The thing is, even when you break Dead Rising, it does not make it an easier game. the saving people is still just as difficult. Yeah, again, this has a lot to do with Majora's Mask, and it's actually directly inspired from Dragon Quarter, which one of our chat people has pointed out. Dragon Quarter had a very similar idea where you play a thing multiple times to learn it, and people hated it then too. So it's funny that for their big budget HD blockbuster, they would go with such an unpopular idea. But I like how devoted they were. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go.
Sorry about that.
And I like how zombies are always on your tail. You can never rest for too long. They're always honing in on you. But we're going to find out what Leroy wants. Hopefully it's nothing too out of the way. Oh, and he's actually going to turn to a zombie, I think.
My apologies.
So I'm going to give Leroy a chainsaw. I'm going to take it back from him, of course, because those are valuable weapons. I don't want him using them. And let's take a look at our map again. I think I go this way. I do. So I'm going to take this shortcut right here, which I unlocked earlier. It's a shortcut that lets you warp all the way to here. Don't ask me how it works. There's a lot of things in this game are just very gamey. Like, for instance, it's never explained how Frank can just come back to life and start the adventure anew again. That's not part of the fiction as it is in Dark Souls, as it is in Majora's Mask. It's just something that happens, which is why I think a lot of people bounce off this game. That part of replaying the game was never made clear from the outset. And actually, the AI isn't too stupid. You just need to tell it where to go. Having it follow you is a bad idea. You need to give the AI an objective, and this is going to work out for me because I have to rescue this guy. Well, I don't have to rescue anyone, but I have to make it back to the security room to see the next part of the story. And this way I can kill two birds with one stone, bring back a rescue, and also head to where I need to go. So, of course, the women's restroom is the one with the warp zone. That's why men don't know that. Secretly, women have warp zones in their restrooms. Where's Leroy? There we go. And we are going to do a lot of saving. And we're going to have Leroy come over here. He's going to go through the warp with us. And I appreciate how, in Dead Rising, how realistically frumpy everyone is. These are real Americans, folks. I got his good side, I think. Okay. So Leroy is here. We took the super secret warp zone, and now we're gonna go back to the security room where we'll hang out there for a bit. I don't think Otis is gonna bug us about anything else. Otis is the guy who gives you missions, of course. And if you're wondering who those guys in the trench coats are, they are cult members who show up as a way to up the stakes a bit. They are more powerful than zombies. They can knock you out and take you to a secret room that you have to fight your way out of. They're really annoying if they do that. But I can chainsaw through all of them with my secret super special weapon. So they're not a big deal. And watch me get captured by them just as I say that. So, it's fun that Frank is like gonna walk out of this mall with several thousand homicides on his hands, not just from zombies, but from these surely misled cult members who are... Yep, you gotta be careful when you're rescuing people because your weapons can cut them to pieces just as easily as a zombie can. So, me and Leroy are gonna go this way. I have to remember to get that chainsaw off of him. Yes. So let me know, like, do you guys play Dead Rising? I love 2. I'm halfway through 3. I like that as well. I like the closed loop of these games. I like the idea of playing through a series of events from different angles. Very intriguing to me. I wish more games would do this. And I also like how difficult it is, although you probably can't tell based on how much I'm kicking ass with these chainsaws and my triple books. But it took me quite a while to work my way up to this point in the game. Always annoying. Somehow this elevator is always full of zombies. I think we're safe, Leroy. Come on. So we're going to go back to the old HQ here. We're going to give points to rescuing Leroy. That was a fairly easy rescue. I have a feeling Leroy is going to cause problems, though, because he was bitten. Let's give him something disposable. I wanted to get that chainsaw back, so let's give him a bat or something. Let's trade. Thank you. Oh yeah, the guys in the Jeep, I hate them. Oh boy. I forget what happens with this guy. Actually, I never played this far before, so we're gonna find out what happens. Yeah! That's Otis. There's a nice kind of Suikoden vibe to this game, also with 2, not so much with 3, where when you rescue people, they come back to your little base and you can talk to them. I don't think they actually do anything. In fact, the fat guy might actually steal food from you, which there used to be food here, now there's not. They mostly just go through their annoying voice loops and cry a lot.
You can't be serious.
Ronald is the guy who threatened a mutiny. Sometimes they threaten a mutiny, you have to bring items back to the safe room. Occasionally Ronald wanted food. Probably named after Ronald McDonald.
You can't be serious.
So I got a feeling Leroy is gonna turn and I'll have to come back to kill him or something like that. I'm sure some of you out there watching know.
You can't be serious.
David. Forget where he came from. But yeah, I've got some more time before the last resort starts, so I think I'm just gonna go back to the mall real quick. These are all the folks I saved so far. I couldn't save everybody. That's a really hard thing to do. In fact, that's one of the last achievements you'll probably get in the game. But if you go into this game with a perfectionist mindset, it's going to break you. You're either going to get broken and deal with it, or you're going to bounce off it. And I think a lot of people were just used to being able to be perfectionists in games, and they weren't ready for Dead Rising, which is totally fine. Some people are wired that way. I used to be. But I do like the hard decisions you have to make. It's always like you can't do everything you want to do, and that makes you... Oh, okay, I was hoping Frank was wearing underwear. Yes, EB Wiz points out this is similar to Dark Souls. Guess what? That's perfectly fine. And you know what? I just got that connection now with bringing people back to your base, having some of them have negative effects. That's totally right. No, I compare Dead Rising to Dark Souls in my articles, so it's kosher. It's okay. We're fine. We'll get through this together. So there's lots of cool tricks that this game doesn't teach you, which I appreciate. So like, to get back to the mall, you have to go in through the roof, and if you hit the elevator button, a bunch of zombies are going to pop out. You'll have to kill them to get on the elevator. But you can always go do this instead, and the game doesn't tell you this. You have to find it. If you just go to this door, you can avoid the elevator entirely, and which is important if you're not cheating like me and using a durability super boost to boost a weapon's durability. Going in through this area allows you to bypass the elevator entirely, only on the way out though. So that's one thing, like, again, the game is rewarding you for paying attention. It's not teaching you these things, it's saying, no, learn how to play the game, you figure out the best route, we're not going to help you, it's going to be a punishing game. And I like that in games. I like when they trust me and they don't look down on me and they want me to engage with it, not to lecture me on how to play. So we can go into some stories here. I don't have a whole lot of time left before the last resort starts, but let's see when it does start. K71, last resort. It's happening at 11 a.m. Right now it is a little bit after 10. So I have some time. I might want to change my clothes. Time ticks down pretty slow in this game, actually. I think Zelda Majora's Mask is a much faster, much faster clock on it. Maybe something more stylish than my my nightie. Oh, that was not a weapon. That was a hang. I'm sorry, not an outfit. That was a hanger. I'm surprised I can't change into this stuff here.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna go with this for now.
I'm so sorry. I never meant to shoot you. Now I've gone and hurt you. Please, forgive me. Please come back to me.
You know, I like the story in Dead Rising. That might sound crazy, but I think it's a fairly well told zombie story. It's a bit silly, it's a bit over the top, but I feel like it really it does what it wants to do with the zombie idea. Excuse me. Yeah, so Seven Pains is asking, is there a reason why people are put off by time limits in games? I think it's just the way that some people are wired. There's nothing wrong with it, but some people are perfectionists, and when they play a game, they want to feel like they have total control over the events and things like that. So I feel like, yeah, that sense of empowerment when it's taken from you, and it's also very stressful because there are timers ticking down. It's a very stressful game, and some people can't play games like that. And that's fine. I do like games like that, though, to a point. I'm still really bad at the old Resident Evils, though, so, yeah. And I love these, how there's so much detail. I think this is really showing off the HD generation, where it's like you can look at every product. I mean, these aren't even jokes. They're just like words. Underwater school, candy apartment. Like, these aren't jokes. They're like, everything needs a name. Let's put names on everything. It's a lot of attention to detail that I appreciate. And again, this is really just showing off the HD era when this is still a novelty. Like, you can look at everything, people. You can look at this babe. It's Wendy, of course. Pop has never been this sweet. Love Spur in stores now. And this might be different from where you guys come from, but I think 2006 when this game came out was sort of the last gasp of mall culture. I went to a mall recently in 2016. I went to my hometown mall when I was visiting home, and it might as well have been the Dead Rising Mall for how few people were in it. Were actually in it. Like a third of the stores were shuttered. It was a very depressing place, which is strange as to think why Dead Rising 4 will take place in a mall. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me in 2016. I wish they'd make it a period piece, like go back to the 80s when malls were at their peak. Explore mall culture from the 80s, maybe. That would be a cool idea, but 4 is going for another modern take, which will involve a mall and the outskirts of the mall, I guess. So my MacBook went to sleep, so I have to wake it up to read your chats.
Isabella! I don't know if you're listening to this or not, but I've made up my mind. This is the last resort. I'm going to end it all. I'm sorry that I got you involved.
So the PA is kind of telling you have to get moving when there's an important event coming on. Otis is too. He's like, come on, get back to the room. We're gonna see a little cutscene soon. This will be new to me too. Oops. Oh, why did I do that? Yeah, when I went back to my mall, my local mall in Ohio, I was kind of astounded to see that like most of the shops inside, well not most, but a notable amount of the shops inside were just local stores. Like someone just rented space in the mall and opened up their own store, which just seems very, very odd. I guess the real estate prices to now rent a shop in a mall are very low now. When it all used to be national chains, now it's like some local guy's like brownie store or something like that. So yeah, malls are weird now. Malls are kind of depressing. I guess it depends on where you are. Maybe you have a mall that still has life in it, but things were not the same when the internet came around, folks. When Amazon was a thing, the malls all keeled over, and everything was always more expensive in malls. So it's not shocking to see them go away. In the history of American culture, malls are still a fairly new idea. I think they were really a product of the 70s more than anything. But the 80s, man, the 80s. Oh, what a time for malls. I was there, folks. I saw it all. What has replaced the stores? Well, nothing. Like I said, a third of the stores are just shuttered storefronts with nothing in them. So, very depressing. Here's a cutscene.
Exactly what is this last resort talk all about?
Carlito said that he'd blow up the mall if you were cornered.
Damn, we've got a regular suicide bomber on our hands.
It's than what you're thinking. The explosion would send parasitic larvae into the atmosphere.
He plans to spread zombies outside of the city? Is he insane?
So the zombies are being spread through wasp larvae, I think.
Everywhere.
Mutated wasp larvae in this game, in case you're wondering what they're talking about.
He's planning to flood the area underneath the mall with flammable gas, then set it off. If you could take care of the bombs while the gas concentration is still low.
There's a chance we could stop the explosion.
I love fake Keith David in this game.
Let's do it.
He's great. Brad. So, I'm on case 7. I'm winding my way towards the end of the game. Which we will not see because I only have half an hour left on this.
Just leave it to me.
So I do have to find a bunch of bombs. Sorry.
Okay.
Had to move the mic away for a second.
Just leave it to me.
I already saved. Let me look at my watch here.
Okay.
Bomb collector, goal, maintenance tunnel.
Can't be serious.
If Carlito's bombs go off, it's all over. I've got to collect them all, and dispose of them before it's too late.
Okay.
Which will do that. So let's look at our map. So we have to go to the maintenance tunnels, and I don't know how to get there, but I'm sure the entrance plaza will help us get there. So let's go to the entrance plaza now. This is the worst mission in the game. Thanks, EBWiz. I hope you know that I am cheesing the hell out of this game, so that should help a bit.
What do you
Just
think
leave it
you're
to me.
doing?
I really wish, God, I really wish that the creamer was still in the safe room because I could make quick step, but I can't do that anymore. What replaced the malls? I think someone in the chat was asking. I would say the internet, kind of replacing retail in general. Ooh, this looks like it's going to be fun. Hurry to the maintenance tunnel. Looks like I get in through the entrance plaza. I'm heading there. Oh, I have to go outside, you're right. So, a lot of stuff in this game is kind of diegetic in its own way, where in order to look at your quests, you have to pull out your watch, but that does not freeze time. Kind of like Dark Souls, where you can pause and equip stuff, but time will not freeze. Neat little touches like that. I mean, makes things harder, but it's also semi-realistic. These convicts would not be so bad if they didn't respawn every time, regardless of whether or not you kill them. They're not even named characters, I don't think. They're just like an ever-present threat. Listening to, like, fake Kid Rock, I guess. Is there anything worse than fake Kid Rock outside of real Kid Rock? Help me out here. All I know about Dead Rising before playing it was the fact that people were upset about certain things, and the convicts were one of those things. Okay, now I gotta go back. So, this is what happens in Dead Rising. It's like, I gotta go here. Oh, now I gotta go there. So now I'm heading back to Paradise Plaza. Back up. A lot of backtracking in this game. You know what? Screw him. I have to go back to the maintenance room anyways. I'm gonna get the bombs first. Yeah, it is more Beastie Boys. I think the opening guitar riff really did make me think of Kid Rock, though. But I hope I'm going to the maintenance tunnels. My arrow is not misleading me. Yeah, it does kind of sound like "So What You Want," whatever that song is called. Is this licensed music? It seemed like it's original music made for Dead Rising. So we're going into the maintenance tunnels. This is all new to me, by the way. So, oh boy, there's a lot of zombies here, aren't there? Do I get a map for this? Oh boy, this is a big area. Hey, yep. I thought there was a vehicle in this tunnel that I could use. Maybe I missed that. Yeah, the lyrics were I'll get you high like airplane glue or something, or increase your altitude like airplane glue. Well, you're gonna watch me saw through a lot of zombies now, so hopefully I'm going in the right direction. I think this is where most people got that one achievement where you had to kill the town's population of zombies. And there is a achievement in Left 4 Dead where it's that +1, so kind of cute. So, let me clear these guys out of the way, and I want to pick up this friggin' wasp here. That'll make it much easier. Get out of the way! And then we'll do this, which is also fun. They all just pass over. Pass over? Pass out. Out. Boy, oh, here we go. This could help us out. I'm sure these driving controls are great. No, I have to actually pick up my Marvelous playthrough again. It was probably a bad idea to start a playthrough when I have, like, so many outside-of-work projects and, a lot of obligations on my plate. Not that I'm complaining. Is there a bomb in here? I don't know what I'm looking for. If any of you know where these bombs are, I would like to know too. So I'm not seeing them. This is kind of fun, though. I will admit that. I'm gonna assume this truck is indestructible. My Comic Sans truck. Although it is smoking. And not in the cool Jim Carrey way, either. I do have a feeling I'm going the complete wrong direction with this. They're in the tunnels inside of disabled trucks. Okay, so I have to look for the disabled trucks. Thank you. Again, this is new to me. Oops. I don't need Isabella to tell me that every 3 seconds. Yeah! Alright, let's drive this one now. Can I drive it? So, these maintenance tunnels are pretty big. Let's head this way first. I want to go around this loop, go here, maybe go there. Yep, found another one. So, I think I might want to drive around and squish some zombies before I get out of the Michelle Club. We all know Michelle Club, of course. Carlito's here! Oh, I guess the cart won't last forever. Carlito, you bastard. Jesus. I didn't think he'd be down here, but I should have suspected. I really need to drink some orange juice. Okay. You're telling me I can't get in these cars? That's baloney. Baloney. And I got that jerk throwing bombs at me? Hold on a second. Apparently I chose the worst mission in Dead Rising to show off for my live stream. If I don't make it, we'll stick around and we will see what happens with the mutiny, because I have a feeling I'm not going to beat this mission on my live stream. Apologies. Again, it's new to me, and Dead Rising is really all about failing and then learning from your failure, like I'm doing right now, failing miserably. I'm not going to make it. To be honest, I'm not going to make it. I'll just let the zombie eat me. Maybe I'll let Carlito kill me. It could be on his conscience. Your conscience, Carlito. I guess you can attack him through the through the car. That's pretty cool. So how about for the rest of the stream, I'll just screw around and say I don't care about the bombs.
Roger.
No way.
Apologies if you wanted to see that quest come to a conclusion. Even at level 28, I still feel pretty underpowered. I believe 40 is the max level in Dead Rising. The controls are a little odd in that they're kind of antiquated. They are very much like RE4, in that you aim with the shoulder button and punch with the face button. Oh, sorry, shoot with the face button. Yes, Otis, we know. So one of the problems people had with this game, and you saw it just happen now, is that it is another realistic touch where, you know, checking your watch involves not pausing the game. Watch like this. Oop. They're still coming towards me. Answering a phone call, you need to take time out of what you're doing to actually talk to the character. A realistic choice, not the most intuitive choice, not the most player-friendly choice. I do kind of respect how much they were devoted to making this a difficult experience, but that might have been a touch too far. I don't know. People seem to hate it regardless. Which is why you won't see it in Dead Rising 2 or 3. Am I looking forward to anything at the Tokyo Game Show? Well, to be honest, no, because the publishers are now being nice enough to offer people still at home those same demos, so I just played The Last Guardian yesterday, believe it or not. This will probably date the stream and the YouTube video, but I just wrote an article about The Last Guardian. I actually played it, for the love of God. Can you believe that The Last Guardian is real and will soon be a thing? It's pretty crazy, I'll admit. I never thought it would be real. Excuse me. So we're just going to screw around up here until we get the phone call about the mutiny, and then we'll see what that's about. Hopefully we can do that before the stream wraps up. But hope you're enjoying it. Dead Rising is on Steam for 20 bucks. I love it. It's fun. It's annoying. It's frustrating, but it's a lot of fun. You have to be in a certain mood for it, I will admit that. This is not a take it easy, chillax game. This is more of a put your gaming skills to the test. Are you a true and honest gamer? It's one of those games that's really made for people who play video games, and that may sound like a weird tautology, but it's not. I feel like this game is made for people who really understand video games. Take that as you will. I'm not trying to be elitist or anything. This game is directed, by the way, by an interesting Capcom guy. I forget his name. He's not a notable figure, at least superficially on the surface. But he directed a lot of games. The guy who directed this, he directed the first Breath of Fire, 1993, I believe. He directed all of the Mega Man Zero games, which is why this game is probably so difficult. Mega Man Zero games are tough games, I'll tell you that much. He also directed the Mega Man Legends games, which is not surprising given the fact that you see serve-bots everywhere. And this engine was ostensibly made for a Mega Man Legends game, which never happened. The NT Framework engine is what this is running on. Back when, well, I guess Square still does it, but and Kojima. Back when Japanese companies were making proprietary engines, instead of just leasing engines and saving their damn time and money. We all remember Square's White engine, am I right, people? The White engine? Sorry if you hear gulping on the mic. I'm still sick, so I need to stay hydrated and get liquids into my body, or else you will hear nothing but phlegm, which is not an ideal streaming setup. So, as we wrap the stream up, I'm going to go upstairs to the safe room. And I'm going to see what's wrong. Excuse me. EBWiz is asking if Square is using the Crystal engine. I think it is a new engine, actually. I think Square is still doing that engine stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Okay.
So I forget who it is that's actually causing Kendall, I think.
Roger. Okay. Okay.
So,
Just leave it to me.
I mean, we all know what's going to happen here, right? It's pretty much in the cards for Leroy. I feel like I'm gonna be coming back here to take him out sooner or later. Little touches like that I appreciate. You could tell he was gonna be a problem, but in order to get the save everyone achievement, you have to save him too. So.
Damn it. Roger. Shit.
Kendall, you bastard.
Okay.
I would not expect Kendall to make this sort of mutiny.
Okay.
Jerk.
Leave it to me. Shit. Roger. Okay. Just leave it to me. Damn it. Roger.
This is very similar to a an idea from the original Night of the Living Dead when that couple wanted to sneak out and they ended up blowing themselves up inside of a car.
Okay. Roger. Okay. Just leave it to me.
So just trust the guy with the chainsaw, alright?
Just leave it to me. Just leave
What do
it
you
to me.
think you're doing?
Roger. Roger. Shit.
So you have to do that occasionally. I don't remember if that happens in 2. I don't think it does happen in 2. Definitely not 3. 3, I don't think... I don't know where people go when you save them in 3. It's kind of weird, actually. There's no centrals, like, spot to dump people off at. Mainly because there's more of a co-op angle, and they're supposed to help you fight. So, we only have 9 minutes left in our stream today. Let's just goof around in Dead Rising land. Why not? Hope you're having fun. Hope you're planning on playing Dead Rising again. I really recommend it. I'm sure it'll be on sale on Steam sooner or later. But I do enjoy the constraints of these games. The restrictions of these games are very fun and make you think of. You're constantly strategizing. You're constantly trying to figure out what to do next. If you're a schedule-minded person like me, who's always writing things down and trying to be efficient about everything, a slightly Type A personality, if you will, you really will enjoy Dead Rising. Can you kill the people you've already saved? Yes, you can. I believe you can. But 2 is also a very good game. 2 is where I started playing Dead Rising, and I find it to be a very, very fun game. More of a focus on killing zombies, of course. 2 brought in the idea of combining weapons. I mean, in Dead Rising 1, you're really supposed to avoid the zombies if at all possible. Again, it's the focus on survival from Resident Evil you see in this game. Yeah. I like how things change in the mall. Like, the cult pops up and you get these little flyers for the cult. Unfortunately, I am now far away from the safe room and I can't kill anybody, sorry. But I will... Ooh, some nice country music. But it really, seeing a mall like this makes me kind of nostalgic. Malls will never be this big again. Just thinking of the sheer amount of time I spend in malls in my life is kind of embarrassing. But where else do you go when you're a teenager? You can't drive, you can't drink. Oh, there's an unmarked rescue here. Sometimes, frustratingly enough, you will run across people that need to be rescued that aren't marked on your map or with an objective mark or anything like that. So let's see what Susan is up to. Let's save Susan before we go out and collect the bombs. Okay. Occasionally you'll run across people where it's like a mini challenge, like kill 1 billion zombies at once around a person. It's a nice way of like a little compartmentalized challenge to give you, like, this is actually putting an emphasis on killing zombies. And if I didn't have this chainsaw with all these books, I would waste a lot of weapons trying to kill all these zombies. Well, not really waste, but I would use them up pretty fast. That could be all of them. I don't think they count. So I guess there are really 3 kinds of there really are 3 kinds of rescuees in this game. There are ones that follow you normally. There are ones that are a little more frail and they can hold your hands, and then there are ones that you can actually carry around. I assumed I'd be carrying Susan, but I don't want to hold her hand. To be fair, I don't want to hold her hand. So let's send her over here. Oh, she kind of sucks, doesn't she? Well, I mean, she's old. I'm sorry. I'm Susan. No, come back. I didn't mean it. So I guess with the frailer people, they have to catch their breath every now and then. Susan. It's not a tram, actually. It's a roller coaster, and there is somebody stuck in there. You rescue them from the clown boss. So, isn't this cute? That's delightful. So, as my final act in this mission, I will save Susan. Although, when I replay this, I probably won't because I want to get rid of those bombs. But I'll be a nice guy. You know, if the Dead Rising Mall was real, I would want to go to it. It's pretty cool. So we are seeing the crappy AI in action right now. I just gave up on holding hands with her because it was making it hard to go through this door.
Follow me.
And about this game, one thing I did notice is that future games would drop is the fact that you always hear the music throughout them all, when I feel like Dead Rising 2 and 3 would have more like, I guess, cinematically appropriate or scene-appropriate songs playing during action. I like the creepiness of hearing the music amid all the violence and mayhem and apocalypse that's happening around you. Come on, Susan, let's go. Nobody put Susan in the corner. Let's see. Yep. We will end. Oh no, Susan, help! Alright, well. that's the way things happen in Dead Rising, folks. I'm sorry. We'll save her. Looks like Susan can take care of herself, kind of. Not especially, not if she gets surrounded, but... Come on, Susan! No, my crotch! Well, I didn't want that to happen. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I just saw Susan's panties, so that's nice. And I guess you can get more erotic points via your camera if you take a picture of female panties. Which, again, Japanese game, folks. Really a marker of that. The amount of panties in a game is directly proportional to how Japanese it is. I hope I get a single Werther's. My grandma used to have a purse full of Werther's at all times. Susan, I want you to hold on to my hand. No, Susan! So you can probably see how this could start to get annoying back in the Xbox 360 days, when there were also a lot of load times in Dead Rising.
Follow me.
So it's safe to say the mall will explode, but Susan will be safe, and that's why we're here, aren't we? Ultimately, to save Susan.
Follow me.
I do think filling the elevator with zombies every time you come back is a kind of an annoying touch, one that I don't appreciate. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, how are they all getting onto the elevator? Why? I just killed a bunch of them. Why are they back? This game is really about throwing roadblocks in your path. So Susan should be able to get up here on her own. There you go. Whoop, that was that was a fun little move. Oh, hard candy. Somebody called it in the thread, in the chat thread, rather. Yeah! We got the Susan Saver achievement. Alright, folks, thanks so much for joining me. This is Dead Rising, now available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, $19.99. It'll probably get cheaper over time, but holds up, I think. It can be frustrating, but it's designed to be frustrating, and winning in the game makes it feel so good when you can actually do stuff. I've been Bob Mackey. You can follow me on Twitter as Bob Servo. I also do the podcast Retronauts at retronauts.com, usgamer.net. You know me by now, right? Well, I hope you do. Have a good weekend, folks. Please play some Dead Rising. It's a fun series, and I like it a lot. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.